Madam Clerk, is the quorum present? Quorum being present, we call the town meeting, special town meeting to order. To either of the constables of the town of Raynham and the county of Bristol, greeting. In the name of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, you are hereby directed to notify and warn the inhabitants of said town, qualified to vote in elections and in town affairs, to meet at the Raynham Middle School in said Raynham on Saturday, the 21st day of November, 2020, at 10 o'clock in the morning, then and there to act on the following articles, and there are 8. And you are directed to serve this warrant by posting up attested copies thereof in the 6 places directed by the vote of the town, in said town, 14 days before the time of holding said meeting. Thereof fail not, and make due return of this warrant with your doings thereon to the town clerk at the time and place of meeting as aforesaid. Given under our hands this 27th day of October in the year of our Lord 2020, and our warrant is signed by Patricia A. Riley, Chair, Joseph R. Pacheco, Vice Chair, Richard P. Chavo, Clerk. Pursuant to the within warrant, I have notified and warned the inhabitants of the town of Raynham by posting up attested copies of the same at 6 places directed by vote of the town 14 days before the date of the meeting, as within directed. And that is signed by our constable. I'm assuming Chief Donovan, did you do that?
I think so.
Thank you. I'd like to all ask you to face our flag and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Donahue. I'm the town moderator. I'd just like to thank you all for coming. And I'd like to thank God for the weather that He provided today. We kind of rolled the dice a little bit with this meeting, and we looks like we're going to be okay. We're going to get going on the warrant very quickly. Just a few ground rules. I'm going to ask for unanimous consent from town meeting that the non-residents, should they need to speak at town meeting in order to describe a warrant article, that they be allowed to speak.
Second.
So moved in second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? No. You folks are authorized to speak. Should be calling you. Thank you. Folks, if you have we're going to move through the warrant fairly quickly. If you have a question or a comment, all I would ask is that you come forward to the microphone, one of the 2 microphones. We'll sanitize them, don't worry. You state your name and address for the clerk's record, and you be clear and concise on your question, and we'll get it answered for you right away. I think that's all of the formalities. Does anybody have any questions before we get started? Seeing none. Yes?
Becky Mello, 147 Carroll Drive. Through you to the Finance Committee, the Chairman of the Finance Committee, why are there no recommendations from the Finance Committee on any of these articles? Were they able to go over the articles before they became a warrant?
Mr. Aligi?
Finance Committee did meet and review these articles. The Finance Committee did meet and review these articles, and we did recommend them for approval, but it was too late to get into the warrant and have it in the printed copy.
Thank you, Gil. Is that, Becky, is that sufficient? Yes, thank you. Any other questions before we get started? Article 1, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $108,605 to the Police Department Personnel Expense Account for the settlement of the Patrolmen's Union contract negotiations for FY 2021, or take any action relative thereto.
Motion to approve.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve Article 1. Discussion on Article 1. Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 1, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Article 1 passes. Article 2, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $13,954 to the Police Department Personnel Expense Account for the settlement of the Raynham 911 Signal Operators Contract negotiations for FY 2021, or take any action relative thereto.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve Article 2. Discussion on Article 2. Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 2, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Article 2 passes with support of our younger generation. Article 3, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $35,000 to fund the fiscal year 2021 contract settlement with the OPEIU, or take any action relative thereto.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve Article 3. Discussion on Article 3. Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 3, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
No.
Article 3 passes. Article 4, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate up to $50,000 for fiscal year 2021 to fund a human resources coordinator in order to implement the policies and programs developed by the Collins Center's Human Resource Studies, and also to provide ongoing functional assistance and support for all related human resource matters in town.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve Article 4. Discussion on Article 4. Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 4, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Article 4 passes. Article 5, to see if the town will vote to transfer from overlay surplus the sum of $22,213 for the purpose of paying fiscal year 2020 bills, or take any action relative thereto.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve Article 5. Discussion on Article 5. Just a note from the chair that as this is a prior year expenditure, it requires 9/10 majority of this body to approve. So I need a 9/10 vote to approve Article 5 if that's the way we're going to go. Any further discussion on Article 5? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 5, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Madam Clerk, Article 5 passes unanimously. Article 6, to see if the town will vote to reduce the amount appropriated for the Bridgewater-Raynham Regional School District at the June 15, 2020 annual town meeting from $19,373,403 to $19,218,297, or take any action relative thereto.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve Article 6. Discussion on Article 6. No discussion on Article 6. All those in favor of Article 6, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
No.
Article 6 passes in the opinion of the chair. Article 7, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $75,967 to the Police Department Personnel Expense Account for the purpose of funding the costs incurred by the retirement of the executive assistant and an officer, or take any action relative thereto.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve Article 7. Discussion on Article 7. Step forward, sir.
Just a quick question. I thought this was going to be changed from raise and appropriate to transfer from overlay surplus.
I believe Mr. Lewis may have the answer to that. So there's Mr. Lewis, there's a motion on the floor to approve as printed.
Good morning. We'd like to Make a motion to amend Article 7 for the fall special town meeting warrant. I motion to amend Article 7 by striking the words raise and appropriate and replacing them with transfer from overlay surplus.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to amend Article 7, striking the words raise and appropriate and replacing them with transfer from overlay surplus. Discussion on the motion to amend Article 7. Seeing none, all those in favor of amending Article 7, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Article 7 is amended.
Motion to approve 7 as amended.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve Article 7 as amended. Discussion on Article 7 as amended. Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 7 as amended, please say aye. Opposed, no. Article 7 passes as amended. Article 8, to see if the town of Raynham will vote to transfer from overlay surplus the sum of $11,973.25 for the purpose of repairing a sinkhole located at the Merrill Elementary School or take any action relative thereto.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve Article 8. Discussion on Article 8. Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 8, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Article 8 passes.
Motion to dissolve.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to dissolve the special town meeting. Discussion on the motion to dissolve special town meeting. Seeing none, all those in favor of dissolving town meeting, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Special town meeting is dissolved. Folks, thank you very much for coming.